Fired Minneapolis policeman Derek Chauvin has been arrested 4 days after George Floyd's fatal arrest that sparked protests, rioting, and outcry across the town and nation, and Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman announced he has been charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter. On Friday, John Harrington, Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, announced that Chauvin, 44, of Oakdale, was taken into custody by the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, who said that Chauvin was arrested in Minneapolis. There was some speculation that he had gone to a range in Florida. The former Minneapolis policeman seen during a video together with his knee on George Floyd's neck had 18 prior complaints filed against him with the Minneapolis Police Department's internal affairs, consistent with the local department. What the complaint says, a criminal complaint released Friday afternoon details the events that unfolded on May 25. Officers were dispatched to Cup Foods on the report of a person buying merchandise with a counterfeit $20 bill. Shortly after 8 p.m., officers Thomas Lane and J. Alexander Kung arrived with their body cameras activate and recording. The officers learned from store workers that the person, later identified as Floyd, was parked during a car round the corner. Body camera footage shows the officers approaching the car with Lane on the driver's side and Kung on the passenger side. 3 people were within the car: Floyd, another man, and another woman. As Lane began speaking with Floyd, he pulled out his gun, pointed it at Floyd, and ordered him to point out his hands. Floyd then put his hands on the wheel and Lane holstered his firearm. Lane then ordered Floyd out of the car and handcuffed him, but Floyd actively resisted being handcuffed, the complaint states. Once handcuffed, however, police said Floyd didn't resist and walked with Lane to the sidewalk. Floyd then sat on the bottom at Lane's direction. The complaint says Lane spoke with Floyd for under 2 minutes, asking Floyd for his identification and name. He also asked Floyd if he was on anything, and told Floyd he was getting to be arrested for passing counterfeit currency. Then, Lane and Kyung stood Floyd up and attempted to require him to their cruiser. Floyd then stiffened up, fell to the bottom, and told the officers he was claustrophobic, the complaint states. That's when officers Chauvin and Tu Thao arrived on the scene during a separate cruiser. After making several attempts to urge Floyd within the backseat from the driver's side, the complaint says Floyd wouldn't get in and would struggle with the officers by intentionally falling down. The complaint says that Floyd began saying and repeating he couldn't breathe while standing outside the car. Chauvin then visited the passenger side and tried to urge Floyd in from that side, with Lane and Kyung assisting. Chauvin then pulled Floyd out of the passenger side of the car at 8:19 p.m. and Floyd visited the bottom face down while still handcuffed. While Kyung and Lane held Floyd's back and legs, Chauvin placed his left knee within the area of Mr. Floyd's head and neck. Floyd might be heard repeatedly saying, "I can't breathe," also as "Mama" and "Please." The officers, however, stayed in their positions. The officers told Floyd, "You are talking fine," as he continued to struggle. At one point, Lane asked, "Should we roll him on his side?" To which Chauvin responded, "No, staying put where we got him," the complaint states. Lane then said he was worried about excited delirium or whatever, to which Chauvin responded, "That's why we've him on his stomach." They continued holding their positions. At 8:24 p.m., Floyd stopped moving. Kung then checked Floyd's right wrist for a pulse and said, "I couldn't find one." The officers continued to carry their positions. At 8:27 p.m., Chauvin removed his knee from Floyd's neck as medics arrived. Floyd was removed within the ambulance. He was pronounced dead at Hennepin Healthcare. An autopsy report is pending, but the Hennepin County doctor did release these findings. There have been no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxia or strangulation, which Floyd had underlying health problems, including arteria coronaria disease and a hypertensive heart condition. According to the doctor, the combined effects of Mr. Floyd being restrained by the police, his underlying health conditions and any potential intoxicants in his system likely contributed to his death, the complaint states. The complaint determined that Chauvin had his knee on Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds total. 2 minutes and 53 seconds of that point was after Floyd became unresponsive. Like this video, and subscribe to the channel to receive all new and exclusive